Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. Throughout China's long history, there are events that leave people astonished. In 1928, the warlord Sun Dianying audaciously blew open the tombs of the Qing dynasty emperors and stole treasures. This was undoubtedly a reckless act of daring. So, why was Sun Dianying so bold? Even willing to take such a huge risk and plunder the priceless treasures of the eastern tombs of the Qing dynasty? Even more perplexing is that Sun Dianying was also eager to strip Empress Dowager Cixi of her burial garments. What could his deeper motives have been? What kind of historical mystery lies behind this? Let us follow the footsteps of time and uncover this long-forgotten chapter of history to explore the story behind warlord Sun Dianying's grave robbery at the Qing Eastern tombs. In the late 1920s, China was divided by warlords, and the political situation was chaotic. Amidst this turmoil, a warlord named Sun Dianying was beginning to rise to prominence. According to historical records, Sun Dianying, whose courtesy name was Guiyuan, was born in 1889 in a common peasant family in Sunjiazhang, Xiamamudi Township, Yongqing County, Hunan Province. As a child, he studied at a local private school, and later joined a local temple association in Luoyang, where he served as a Taoist priest. In 1922, Sun Dianying joined the military and became a member of Feng Yuxiang's army, where he quickly rose through the ranks, eventually serving as a platoon leader, machine gun company commander, and regiment commander. In 1925, he was appointed by Han Yuquan to lead the 5th Mixed Brigade. He later joined the Nationalist Army, serving under Yi Quan's forces, where he held positions as a brigade commander, deputy division commander, and division commander. However, Sun Dianying didn't stay long in Yi Quan's army. He soon left the nationalist forces and allied himself with Zhang Zongchang in Shandong, joining the Zhilu United Army. He was appointed as the commander of the 5th Division. In the spring of 1926, based on his outstanding military achievements, he was promoted to the commander of the 14th Army of the Zhilu United Army. Not long after, Sun Dianying accepted a reorganization and became the commander of the 12th Army of the 6th Corps of the National Revolutionary Army. He gradually gained recognition on the battlefield and became a warlord in his own right, wielding significant power and military forces. However, the taste of power only made him more greedy. Sun Dianying knew that in this chaotic world, merely holding military power was not enough. He needed more wealth to solidify his position and expand his influence. But in war-torn China, where the country was impoverished and weak, where could he find the wealth to satisfy his ambitions? At this time, a daring idea formed in Sun Dianying's mind: the eastern tombs of the Qing dynasty. There, the emperors and empresses of the Qing dynasty were buried, and the most famous among them was the notorious Empress Dowager Cixi's tomb. According to legend, Cixi had lived a life of extreme luxury, and her tomb must surely contain innumerable treasures. Once this idea took root, it consumed Sun Dianying's thoughts, and he could not find peace. He began secretly gathering intelligence about the eastern tombs, studying the layout of the tombs, and inquiring about the treasures that might be hidden in Cixi's tomb. In his mind, a meticulously planned grave robbery was slowly taking shape. When Sun Dianying shared his plan with his trusted subordinates, nearly all of them opposed it. They believed that grave robbing was not only unethical but also would bring about the wrath of the gods. In an era where feudal ideas still prevailed, the dead were revered, and desecrating an imperial tomb was tantamount to courting death. However, Sun Dianying paid no heed to these objections. In his view, Empress Dowager Cixi had been a tyrant during her lifetime, causing harm to the country and its people. After her death, what virtue or ability could she possess to protect her tomb? Besides, Sun Dianying had already experienced many life-or-death situations. What did he have to fear from ghosts or curses? Despite the warnings, Sun Dianying did not waver. Instead, he grew more determined. He began planning the operation, carefully selecting reliable subordinates, and preparing the necessary tools and explosives. In early July 1928, on a moonless night, Sun Dianying led an elite team toward the eastern tombs. When they reached the tomb of Empress Dowager Cixi, the moonlight was pale, and the cold wind cut through the air. Sun Dianying gazed at the majestic tombs before him, his heart burning with an uncontrollable desire. He knew that he was about to rewrite history, and this night would forever alter his fate. With a deafening explosion, the main door of Cixi's tomb collapsed. As the smoke cleared, Sun Dianying and his team carefully stepped into this long-forgotten underground kingdom. As they entered the tomb passage, the sight before them stunned everyone. The walls were inlaid with pure gold, and the door frames supporting the passage were made from precious agarwood. Such opulence was so overwhelming that even the worldly Sun Dianying gasped in awe. He immediately ordered his men to begin collecting these valuable materials. As they carefully stripped the gold-covered wall panels, each of them glinted with greed in their eyes. Yet, this was only the beginning. As they ventured deeper into the tomb, more treasures gradually came into view. A wide array of gold, silver, jewels, jade, and porcelain covered the entire tomb, with priceless cultural relics scattered everywhere. Sun Dianying's subordinates, like starving wolves pouncing on prey, began to frantically plunder the treasures. However, Sun Dianying's gaze never left the coffin in the center of the tomb. He knew that the real treasure was still inside, waiting for him. Under his command, several strong soldiers exerted all their strength and finally pried open the coffin of Empress Dowager Cixi. The moment the coffin was opened, a cold, eerie air rushed out. Lying in the coffin, Empress Dowager Cixi's body, preserved through embalming, was remarkably well preserved. However, by this point, Sun Dianying had no time to show respect for the deceased. His eyes were fixed on the legendary night pearl in Cixi's mouth. Without hesitation, Sun Dianying reached out and took the priceless night pearl. Just as everyone thought this was the greatest prize, Sun Dianying's next action shocked everyone. He suddenly bent down and began to pull off Cixi's pants. This move left the soldiers present bewildered, with some even whispering to each other, wondering if their commander had gone mad. However, Sun Dianying paid no attention to the reactions around him. He knew exactly what he was doing. This pair of pants was no ordinary garment. Based on intelligence he had gathered beforehand, it was a pair of pants made from pure gold thread. One of Empress Dowager Cixi's most beloved clothing items during her lifetime. Its value might surpass all the other burial items in the tomb combined. More importantly, there was a popular rumor, Empress Dowager Cixi had once owned two night pearls. One placed in her mouth and the other possibly hidden in these golden threaded pants. Though this was just a rumor, Sun Dianying decided to take a gamble. When he finally managed to remove the shimmering golden pants, everyone present held their breath. Although they did not find the second night pearl, the value of the pants themselves was enough to leave them speechless. After the tomb robbery, Sun Dianying ordered the excavation of the Qianlong emperor's tomb at the Yu tomb. The method was the same as before, using explosives to open the tomb entrance. Qianlong's underground palace was even more magnificent, though his body had decayed. Only his hair and ribs remained. The soldiers, once inside, ransacked the treasures from Qianlong's coffin. Afterward, Sun Dianying also planned to rob the Xuanji emperor's tomb at the Shaoling mausoleum. He had heard rumors that Xuanji, during his life, had become a monk at Wutai Mountain and that his coffin was empty. So he did not carry out the robbery. He then intended to excavate the Guangxu emperor's tomb at the Jing tomb, but just as he was about to begin, yellow water flowed out from the stone, quickly cascading like a waterfall. In an instant, the ground was flooded with more than 2 feet of water, so he abandoned the plan. On July 11th, after about 7 days and nights of frantic excavation, Sun Dianying's men left, their carts laden with treasures, heading west. As time passed, news of Sun Dianying's tomb robbery quickly spread across the country. The event caused a huge uproar in society, and public opinion was heated. Some considered Sun Dianying's actions utterly shameful, accusing him of desecrating the ancestors and mocking Chinese culture, calling him the great tomb robber of the Eastern Tomb. They blamed Sun Dianying for damaging national treasures for his own personal gain. However, there were also some who understood and even supported Sun Dianying's actions. In their view, Empress Dowager Cixi had lived a life of luxury, ruining the country and harming the people. She was considered one of the main culprits of the fall of the Qing dynasty and China's poverty and weakness. Sun Dianying's tomb robbery could, to some extent, be seen as a reckoning with history. For Sun Dianying, this tomb robbery brought immense wealth. He sold many of the artifacts, and some of the rare items ended up overseas. Their whereabouts still unknown to this day. The most attention-grabbing item was the golden threaded pants. The whereabouts of the pants remain a mystery, with some claiming Sun Dianying kept them hidden for himself, while others speculate that they were secretly sold to foreign collectors. In May 1947, Sun Dianying, severely ill from prolonged opium addiction, passed away at the age of 58. The local county government placed a wooden plaque at his tomb, inscribed with Sun Dianying's tomb, marking his final resting place. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.